In 1960, the piece of land where the Burj Khalifa stands today was empty desert. There was no city. There was no road leading to it. There was no electricity, no running water, no airport. The entire population of Dubai was approximately 40,000 people, smaller than a mid-sized American university campus. The main industries were pearl diving and fishing. And then, in less than 60 years, something happened here that has no real precedent in the history of human civilization. A city was willed into existence from sand. But here is the question that nobody asks. Dubai had oil, and every other city in the Middle East that had oil did not become Dubai. Saudi Arabia had more oil, Kuwait had more oil, Abu Dhabi, right next door, had vastly more oil. None of them built what Dubai built. So, what exactly did Dubai do that was different? And more importantly, now that the oil is gone, accounting for less than 1% of GDP today, why is the city still growing? In this video, we are going to answer both questions. Sheikh Maktoum bin Hasher al Maktoum made a decision in 1894 that would define the city forever. He declared Dubai a free port and eliminated all taxes on merchants. Within years, Iranian and Indian traders flooded in. Dubai was a free trade zone before the term existed. But when synthetic pearls destroyed the pearling industry in the 1930s, the economy collapsed, the population shrank, the creek went quiet, and for 2 decades, Dubai was simply a struggling coastal settlement with very few options. When oil was discovered in 1966, most rulers in the region did what you would expect. They spent the money on themselves and their people. Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum did something different. He looked at Dubai's modest oil reserves and understood something clearly: they would run out. So he made a bet that seemed insane at the time. He borrowed billions of dollars, money the emirate did not yet have, to build an airport and dredge the creek to accommodate ocean-going vessels. In 1960, when he opened the airport, there were no commercial airlines using it and almost no reason for any to come. He built it anyway. He was betting that if you build the infrastructure first, the economy follows. He was right. The brilliance of Dubai's strategy was that it used oil money to make itself independent of oil. While Abu Dhabi was content to sit on its vast reserves, Dubai had modest reserves and limited time. Sheikh Rashid and later his son Sheikh Mohammed used every oil dollar to build infrastructure that would attract non-oil revenue. Jebel Ali Port, opened in 1979, became the largest man-made port in the world and today handles over 19 million shipping containers annually, the ninth busiest port on earth. Emirates Airline, founded in 1985 with a government loan of just $10 million, is now the world's largest international airline by passengers. Dubai International Airport handled over 95 million passengers in 2025, the busiest international airport on the planet. Every one of these assets generates billions without a single drop of oil. The second pillar of Dubai's strategy was the most aggressive talent and capital attraction policy in the world: zero personal income tax. If you earn $1 million in Dubai, you keep $1 million. This single policy transformed the city into a magnet for high net worth individuals, multinational corporations, and financial professionals from every corner of the world. The population of Dubai in 2026 is 4.1 million people, and 88% of them are foreign nationals from over 190 countries. The government is effectively running one of history's most successful experiments in importing human capital. In 2025 alone, the city added approximately 550 to 600 new residents every single day. But what made Dubai globally famous was not its port or its tax policy, it was the buildings. Sheikh Mohammed understood something that most leaders do not. In a world saturated with information, spectacle is a form of marketing. When the Burj Khalifa opened in 2010 as the tallest building in the world at 828 meters, it was not primarily a real estate project. It was a global announcement. Every photograph of it taken by every tourist became free advertising for Dubai as a destination. The Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island shaped like a palm tree visible from space, added over 78 kilometers of new beachfront to a city that had essentially no natural beaches. These projects were not vanity, they were strategy. In 2025, Dubai received over 17 million international visitors, a city record. Tourism is not an amenity in Dubai. It is a core economic strategy. The city deliberately engineered a calendar of events, shopping festivals, luxury experiences, and record breaking attractions to ensure that no matter what time of year it is, there is a reason to visit. The Dubai Mall, the world's most visited shopping center, receives over 80 million visits per year. That is more than twice the annual visitors to Disneyland across all its global parks combined. Dubai International Airport in 2025 handled 95.2 million passengers, making it the busiest international airport on Earth for the 11th consecutive year. But the most sophisticated part of Dubai's economic model is not the tourism, it is the finance architecture. The Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC, is a separate legal jurisdiction within Dubai with its own courts, its own common law system based on English law, and its own regulatory framework. It was designed to give international financial institutions a place to operate in the Middle East without the legal uncertainty of the local system. In the first quarter of 2026 alone, DIFC added 775 new registered companies. Today, it hosts over 6,000 firms, including global banks, hedge funds, and private equity players. It is effectively a miniature London or Singapore transplanted into the Arabian desert. But let me give you the honest picture. Dubai is not without structural vulnerabilities. First, the real estate market. Property prices have risen so dramatically since the pandemic that affordability for middle income residents is under severe pressure. The construction sector grew 8.2% in Q1 2026, but supply is rapidly outpacing demand in some segments. Second, the workforce model. 88% of residents are foreign nationals on temporary visas. There is no path to citizenship for most of them. This creates a city with almost no organic political continuity. Everything depends on the government maintaining conditions attractive enough that people choose to stay. Third, the geopolitical context. In early 2026, a US-Iran conflict created significant regional instability. Fitch Ratings projected UAE real GDP would shrink 4.8% in 2026 under these conditions. Tourism revenue losses across the Gulf were estimated at $13 to $32 billion. Dubai proved resilient, but it was a reminder that a city this exposed to global flows is also exposed to global shocks. Dubai's post-oil economy rests on four pillars that reinforce each other in a deliberate feedback loop. Trade and logistics, powered by Jebel Ali Port and Dubai Airport, generated roughly 22% of GDP in 2026, the largest single contributor. Tourism and hospitality, 17 million visitors spending an average of $1,500 each, contributed another major slice. Real estate, 11.2% of GDP in Q1 2026, is driven by a continuous wave of high net worth individuals relocating from Europe, Russia, and South Asia, seeking the combination of zero tax, political stability, and global connectivity. And financial services, the DIFC, provide the institutional framework that makes all of the above possible at international standard. Oil contributes less than 1%. The diversification is complete. Dubai is not finished building. The D33 economic agenda, announced by Sheikh Mohammed, sets a goal to double the city's economy by 2033 and rank among the world's top 3 cities for investment. The plan envisions 32 trillion dirhams in total economic output, multiplying foreign trade to 25.6 trillion dirhams and growing the population to 5.8 to 7.8 million by 2040. The strategy focuses on 5 industries: financial services, tourism, advanced manufacturing, digital economy, and logistics. In practical terms, Dubai wants to become the Singapore of the Middle East for AI and fintech, using the same model that built its physical infrastructure to build its digital infrastructure. The target population of 5.8 million by 2040 is particularly telling. The city is explicitly planning to import more people, more capital, and more companies. It has no intention of stopping. Dubai's success comes down to 3 decisions that other resource-rich countries in the region either could not or would not make. First, it treated oil as a means, not an end. Every petrodollar was invested in diversification instead of distributed as welfare. Second, it understood that in the 21st century, geography is not fixed. A city creates its own geography through infrastructure: a port, an airport, a financial center. Third, it made a deliberate decision to import the world rather than resist it. 88% foreign population is not an accident, it is a policy. Dubai essentially said, we have a desert, you have skills and capital. Come. That openness combined with zero tax and political stability has no equivalent in the region. But there are two questions that Dubai has not yet answered, and they matter enormously for its long-term trajectory. The first is democratic legitimacy. Dubai is an absolute monarchy. The Sheikh decides. There are no elections, no independent courts for citizens in most cases, and significant restrictions on political expression. For now, the social contract works. The government provides prosperity and safety, residents provide labor and capital, but social contracts can shift. The second question is sustainability, both environmental and economic. Dubai uses enormous amounts of desalinated water and electricity in one of the hottest environments on Earth, and its economic model depends on perpetual growth driven by a perpetual influx of people who must perpetually choose to stay. The city works as long as it keeps attracting. The day it stops being the most attractive option in the region is the day the model faces its first real test. Dubai went from a pearl diving village to the world's most visited tourist city, the busiest international airport on earth, and one of the leading financial centers of the Middle East in 60 years, with almost no natural advantages beyond a strategic location and a leadership willing to make bets that seemed impossible. Oil did not build Dubai. What built Dubai was the decision to use oil to build something that would survive without it. That is the lesson. Not that you need oil to become Dubai, but that the only way to build lasting prosperity from a temporary resource is to invest it in assets that outlast the resource itself. The countries that survive resource windfalls are not the ones that spend the windfall. They are the ones that invest it in something the windfall cannot buy. If this is the kind of thinking you want more of, subscribe to Mainnet Codex. See you in the next one.